For the season, and John Casarino with a bad back, and he'll be back for next week's game. And Chris Mazzarello out at midfield, one of the tri-captains for the Raiders, along with Jason Sweat and Justin Mock. And Fairhaven has won the toss, and they have deferred the choice to the second half. Fairhaven co-captains are Corey Buxton and also Aaron Perry. So the Raiders will be receiving, defending the goal off to our right as we look out. Fairhaven will be kicking off, defending the goal off to our left as we look out. As Fairhaven again won the toss, they deferred the choice to the second half. Looking at Rutland offensively, at wide receiver, Jason Casarino, 5'10", 160-pound senior. Mark Konufke will be starting at tight end, 5'11", 190-pound senior. At the tackles, Ken Ellison, 5'9", 190-pound senior. And Craig Buzzle, a 6'1", 215-pound senior. Starting at the guards, Tom Newfer, 5'10", 190-pound senior. And Luke Dauphiné, 5'9", 175-pound junior. Starting at center, Keith Parker, 5'8", 225-pound junior. Starting at quarterback, Justin Mock, 5'11", 175-pound senior. Starting at tailback, Jason Sweat, 5'9", 170-pound senior. Starting at fullback, Todd Muscatello, 5'8", 165-pound senior. And starting at wingback, Joel Hector, 5'9", 160-pound senior. Starting defensively for the Raiders, Carl Doty will be starting at one end. Justin Anderson at the other end. Justin, a 6'3", 180-pound junior. Ken Ellison and Craig Buzzle at the tackles. The inside linebackers, Steve Carey and Todd Muscatello. On the outside, Kevin Burgoyne and Jason Sweat. The safeties are Todd Sawyer, Eric Gauthier, and Joel Hector. We'll see some action in the defensive backfield as well from Matt Mackin. So it's the Raiders and the Slaters at Alumni Field. A cold wind blowing, and the Slaters decided to go on the defense first, and will be kicking off to the Raiders as the Slaters are being introduced to the crowd here at Alumni Field. We'll be back with more in our pregame show after the 60-second timeout. There actually was the Fairhaven defensive unit that was introduced to the crowd here. The Raider offensive unit being introduced now. And of course the Raiders, Craig, at 7-0 on the year, but the Slaters have turned things around now at 3-3 after losing their first 3 ball games, and of course a team that was winless a year ago.
Really coming a turnaround down in the program. The coach has done a good job. It's tough if you've been down for a few years to kind of get the idea back that you can win. They've off 3 in a row. It's a good streak for them. They like to pass the ball. I think the wind could be a big factor. It's blowing from our right to our left. It's going to be very tough. It's a strong, gusty wind. It's going to be tough to throw into that, and the teams are going to have to throw when they have the wind. The Slaters won the toss and deferred, kind of a dangerous thing because of this explosive Rutland offense. They could be down 7-0 before they even start the offensive, moving the offensive on the offensive side. So kind of an interesting call there by the coach.
We'll be back with more from Alumni Field after this 60-second timeout. But a nice night. And we're looking forward to a pretty good football game here tonight at Alumni Field. Our engineer tonight is Dan Knapp. We'll have 2 sets of awards tonight since we're talking about a couple of local teams here. We'll have 2 J.P. Carrera and Sons Most Valuable Players, one for the Slaters and one for the Raiders. And we'll also have 2 Friendliest 12th Player Award winners, the Unsung Hero Awards. Again, one for the Slaters and one for the Raiders tonight. Again, the Slaters will be kicking off, defending the goal off to our left here to start it off. Rutland will be receiving, defending the goal off to our right as we start it off here. It'll be Jamie Briggs doing the booting for Fairhaven. Kevin Burgoyne and Jason Casarino back deep to receive the kickoff for the Raiders. And here is the kick by Briggs. It'll come up short. It'll hit outside the 30, and it's gone 10 yards, and Fairhaven has recovered. Fairhaven has recovered. It was Grady McDermott that got down there to recover. It went 10 yards. It came up short. And a Raider upman could not come up to play the football, and the Raiders recover. And actually just outside the 30 is where they're going to have it. 1st and 10 at the Raider 32-yard line. So the Slaters right off the bat recovering the kick. It was a live ball, of course, after it goes 10 yards. Fairhaven recovering, and Fairhaven has it 1st and 10 at the Raider 32-yard line. Perry is the the quarterback. He's got 3 men wide right and a setback. Atwood. Quick drop. Perry throws it right. It goes incomplete. And his receivers going downfield, Matt Cole and also Grady McDermott. And he threw it toward the sideline. It'll be 2nd and 10, Slaters, at the Raider 32-yard line. Interesting start tonight.
It certainly was. The kickoff just kind of died, and it low in the left flat. Nobody, the Raiders got over on it, and the Slaters were able to recover it and give themselves excellent field position on that one pass. I think the quarterback was expecting somebody to cut to the outside, and they all ran straight, and he just kind of threw the ball to the flat when no one was there.
Tight right is Cole. Buxton wide left, and again they have a slot on the left this time. As the inside handoff to Huber, nothing doing. He loses yardage back to the 35. He was met head-on by Todd Muscatello. Lost about 3. It'll be 3rd and 13 for the Slaters. Just underway, no score. The Slaters kicked off and recovered the live football at the Raider 32. They now have it. They're going to mark it at the Raider 34-yard line. They lost a couple. We'll call it 3rd and 12.
Muscatello came blazing through from his inside linebacker position. Nobody tackled and knocked the running back for a 2-yard loss.
Andy Nardell is in now. It's a double slot right. Huber also a slot. A man wide right. Back to pass Perry, and he throws it to Nardell. Complete inside the 20 down to the Raiders' 17-yard line. Dropped by Eric Gauthier. That picked up 17 yards. Joel Perry to Andy Nardell. And the Slaters have it 1st and 10 at the Raiders' 17-yard line.
A nice pass there by Perry. Got in, got set, and threw the ball in a little slant-in pattern and picked up the 1st down. And the Slaters like to pass the ball, we were told. They come out throwing early on.
Corey Buxton goes wide left, wide right now. Nardell. Atwood is a setback along with T.J. Millette behind Perry. 1st down play. And the handoff to Atwood off right tackle, and he trips his way inside the 15 to about the 14. Jason Sweat on the tackle. Picked up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Slaters.
A very good start for the Slaters. They couldn't gasp for better field position and cashed in a 1st down early on, and got a good drive going here.
Going to mark it at the Raider 14 near the right side hash mark. And a man wide left. It's Corey Buxton. Wide right, Nardell. This time they operate out of the eye. Perry back to pass. Joel Perry throws it left toward the end zone. And a juggling catch. No, incomplete. The intended receiver was Corey Buxton near the far corner of the end zone, covered by Sawyer and Gauthier. And Buxton almost came down with a juggling catch, and then it appeared at first that he caught it, but then I saw the football rolling toward the track across the way. So the pass incomplete. Perry intended for Buxton, and it will be 3rd down for the Slaters. 3rd down about 7 at the Raider 14-yard line. Then they have 3 men wide right. Huber is a setback, and he gets the pitch and sweeps it right, and he's driven out of bounds right around the yardstick, the 1st down marker around the Raider 10-yard line or so. And Eric Gauthier there on the tackle. And it is a 1st down. Actually got inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line.
They used a quick pitch to the strong side where they had the 3 wide and was able to get the 1st down. Had good hard run there by the running back.
Perry on the handoff straight ahead. It goes to Huber, and Huber cracks his way inside the 5 to about the 4. It's a 1st and goal play. It'll be 2nd and goal now, dropped by the mid portion of the Raider defensive unit. Slaters will have it 2nd down and goal at the Raider 4-yard line. Slaters recovering the opening kickoff, a live ball after it went 10 yards, a couple of 1st downs, and they're knocking on the door here. 2nd and goal at the Raider 4, right side hash mark. A man wide left. Perry back to pass. Throws it left in. It goes incomplete. He overthrows Jim Huber virtually at the goal line. Covered by Todd Sawyer. It'll be 3rd and goal for the Slaters, the Raider 4. 9:25 remaining 1st quarter. No score.
Perry throwing a quick slant pattern there to Huber, and the ball's a little overthrown. Slaters getting in and out of the huddle very quickly, and Rutland really hasn't got settled in yet. The Slaters have put a couple 1st downs together and are really knocking on the doorstep here.
Bunker leads him out. Back into the football game is Grady McDermott. He goes wide left. Wide right is Corey Buxton. Out with the up back. Huber the deep back out of the eye behind Perry. Perry barks him out. 3rd and goal from the Raider 4. Drops it back. Throws it right. And it's complete for a touchdown to Corey Buxton. And Fairhaven gets on the board first here. A 4-yard touchdown from Joel Perry to Corey Buxton. And the Slaters lead it by a score of 6-0 with 9:22 to go in the first quarter.
Early on, Perry for Fairhaven showing a good strong arm. Button just ran like a quick out pattern, and the ball was delivered right on the mark. He was covered pretty well by the Rutland defensive back, but the ball was right there on the mark, and the Slaters go for 2 here and jumped an early 6-0 lead.
So Fairhaven going for 2 as the Slaters lead it by a score of 6-0. Perry drops it back, looking toward the end zone, pumps once, rolls right, throws it intended for Huber, far corner of the end zone. It goes incomplete. He was covered by Jason Sweat. And so the try for the extra point's no good. And that's your score, Fairhaven 6, Rutland nothing. 9:22 to go first quarter. Back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout. It went 10 yards. The Slaters' Grady McDermott recovered at the Raider 32. A couple of first downs, and then eventually a 4-yard touchdown pass from Joel Perry to Corey Buxton. The try for the extra point's no good, and the Slaters lead it by a score of 6-0. Here again is Briggs for the boot. This time it'll go deeper, and it goes to Burgoyne back at the 10, fakes the reverse, across the 15, takes it right, 20, 25, 30, up the sideline, and he gets it across the 35, finally knocked out of bounds across the way, right around the Raider 37-yard line. As on the tackle across the way was Richard Sieves.
A good return there by Burgoyne for Rutland, gave Rutland good field position. Very interested to see how the Rutland Raiders react to this opening onslaught here by the Fairhaven Slaters. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They're going to mark it at the Raider 36. First offensive series as Hector's in motion, right to left. And the deep handoff goes to Muscatello, takes it straight ahead across the 40 out to about the 43-yard line. Picks up close to 7 for the Raiders. It'll be 2nd down and almost 3. Jamie Atwood on the tackle along with Charlie Jones for the Slaters. Casarino was in on that play, comes out, and Carl Doty into the football game. That's Jason Casarino. They're going to mark it at the right side hash mark. The Slaters lead the Raiders 6-0 with 8:30 remaining here in the first quarter. Keith Parker, 5'8", 225-pound junior over the football. Wide left comes Doty. Muscatello and Sweat are the setbacks behind Justin Mock. In motion right to left now is Muscatello. And here's the deep pitch to Sweat. 45, sweeps it, goes across the 50 to the Slater 47-yard line. And the tackle made by Corey Buxton and also Charlie Jones there. Again, Rutland going to its strength, the strength of the running game. First they ran Muscatello up the middle, now they used Sweat on a quick pitch around the outside to pick up the first down. Picked up about 12 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders down at the Slater 47-yard line. Jason Casarino back in his wide left. Kanofsky tied on the right. Couple of setbacks behind Mock, and he goes to Muscatello, spins at the line of scrimmage, and Muskie takes it inside the 45 down to about the Slater 42-yard line or so. Bumped by a bunch, picked up about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Aaron Perry on the tackle. A good job there by the Slaters. They got a lot of people on the tackle. Good pursuit here, and very important drive. He'll change the momentum all around if the Raiders can put together a long drive of their own. Early on, Fairhaven flying high. Kanofsky again will be tied right. Doty back in, wide left, and Muskie and Sweat are the setbacks behind Justin Mock. Mark it between the hash marks. It goes to Sweat, sweeps it right, then against the grain as he gets it inside the 40, inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. Picked up about 9 yards on the play, and it's a Raider first down. Neil Goslin there on the tackle for the Slaters. They're going to mark it at the Slater 33-yard line. It picked up 9. The head of referee warning the Rutland huddle about something. Came over very vehement about what he was stressing on them. I'm not sure if there's people who are pushing after the play or what, but he also went over and warned the Fairhaven game. Very important. A game like this doesn't get out of hand. Both teams very emotional early on.
First and 10 for the Raiders, the Slater 33-yard line. 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and Fairhaven leads it by a score of 6-0. Jason Casarino back in wide left. They mark it at the right side hash mark as Mock barks him out. Inside handoff to Muscatello, and he takes it inside to the 25, 20, 15, and he's gone. Touchdown. Todd Muscatello on the touchdown run for the Raiders, and they tie it up at 6 apiece. A 33-yard touchdown run for Todd Muscatello.
Again, not a very an impressive play in one way, but it's a basic dive play, and Muscatello broke through the line, broke a few tackles in the linebacker, and raced through the secondary. Nobody could catch him, and just like that, the Red Raiders are in a position that they've tied the game up to go ahead now.
Well, Todd Muscatello on a 33-yard touchdown run. As Jason Sweat attempts the extra point here. Jason Casarino puts it down. The kick is blocked. As Jamie Atwood, I believe, got in there to block it. So the game is tied up at 6 apiece. Back with a kickoff after this 32nd timeout. Touchdown run for Todd Muscatello. The extra point was blocked, and it's 6-6, and we're off to an exciting start here. The Slaters and the Raiders, 6:45 remaining here in the first quarter. Slaters kicked off to the Raiders first, recovered the live football at the Raider 32, eventually scored on a 4-yard touchdown pass from Joel Perry to Corey Buxton. The try for the extra point's no good, and the Raiders came back. Todd Muscatello scoring on a 33-yard touchdown run, and the extra point was blocked.
The Raiders go 64 yards in about 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and basically ground, I think it was like 5 or 6 plays, and again, they showed their explosiveness. They came right back, and so take this very important drive here for Fairhaven.
Here's the Sweat boot to either Millette or Huber, and it will go to Huber at the 10, across the 15, 20, 25 down the sidelines, and he manages to get it up across the 30-yard line before he's finally tackled. As he was knocked out of bounds across the way. They are going to mark it at the Slater 32-yard line.
Slater will put the ball in play, first and 10.
As we said earlier, both teams full of emotion. Obviously, Fairhaven, because they get off to a good start, and as Rutland with their hometown fans are always sky high.
Slaters have it first and 10, actually at their own 31-yard line, left side hash mark. Joel Perry on the handoff to Atwood straight ahead, gets it across the 35 to about the 36, pick up a 4. It'll be second down and 6. Todd Muscatello there on the tackle for the Raiders.
The wind seems to be more of a gusting wind now, and Perry for Fairhaven was able to throw the ball in the first drive. We'll see if we'll be able to continue to do that going into the wind.
Andy Nardell is wide right, also man wide left, couple of setbacks behind the quarterback Joel Perry. Perry on the handoff to Atwood, takes it right, breaks a tackle, 40, 45, 50 to the Raider 45, and brought down at the Raider 43 by Carl Doty. Great run for Jamie Atwood.
A real nice run there by Atwood, broke a few tackles, kind of a sloppy tackling for the Red Raiders, usually very fundamentally sound guys just kind of grabbing at him, and Atwood kept the legs going and picked up a substantial gain there.
22-yard run by Jamie Atwood, and the Slaters have it in Raider territory, first and 10 at the Raider 43. And we got a timeout on the field. The Raiders want a timeout. It's 6-6, 5:53 to go first quarter. Back after this 30-second break. And at the Raider 43-yard line, 5:53 to go here in the first quarter. It's 6-6. The Slaters scored first, as we mentioned, a 4-yard touchdown pass from Perry to Buxton. Raiders came back on a 33-yard touchdown run by Todd Muscatello to tie it. The Slaters went for the 2 and didn't get it, and the Raiders went for the 1 point, and that kick was blocked. Right side hash mark now. Tied right is Matt Cole. Buxton is tied on the left. Nardell now is a wing on the right. Perry, play action, drops it back, fires right. It goes incomplete, almost intercepted by Jason Sweat. The intended receiver was Matt Cole. Went around the Raider 38-yard line.
Perry had a little trouble getting the snap for that when he dropped back. The timing is off. He threw the ball a little late. Jason Sweat's up there, dropped the interception. If Jason had caught that one, he had all green grass, and with his speed, nobody would have caught him. We have an injured player down for the Fairhaven.
5:49 to go first quarter. Again, we'll have 2 J.P. Carrera and Sons MVPs at the end of the game and 2 12th Player Award winners from Friendlies at the end of the game. We'll have the 2 award winners for the Slaters and 2 award winners for the Raiders at the completion of the game tonight on WSYB Rutland. Play is back in. The Slaters will have it second down and 10 at the Raider 43. The injured player appears to be the Slaters' T.J. Millette, and he's going to be helped off the field here. T.J. Millette, a 5'7", 175-pound senior. Neil Goslin will be checking into the ball game here. And he checks in for Matt Cole, who's out. They're going to mark it at the right side hash mark. Todd Bunker will lead him out. 5'10", 185-pound senior center. Nardella wing on the right. The ends are tight. Atwood the up back. Huber the deep back out of the eye behind Joel Perry. Perry drops it back on second down. Being chased. Fires, and it is complete inside the Raider 35 and knocked out of bounds at about the 32-yard line is Corey Buxton. Knocked out of bounds by Kevin Burgoyne. And it is a first down. First and 10 for the Slaters at the Raider 31-yard line. That pass play picked up 12 yards. Perry to Buxton, the same combination that hooked up on the touchdown pass for the Slater touchdown. Here on the drop play now is Atwood, and he takes it inside the 30 and tripped up at the Raider 27-yard line. Brought down by Steve Carey.
A very good call there by the Fairhaven coaching staff. They're mixing up their plays well, preventing the Rutland pass rush again until they ran a draw to kind of take a little extra of the pass rush off, and they picked up about 4 yards. And like I said, a good mix of plays there by Fairhaven to keep Rutland off guard.
Buxton got a breather back in. Briggs was in on that play. It'll be second down and 6 for the Slaters at the Raider 27-yard line. 6-6 our score. 5:10 to go here in the first quarter. Nardella is wide right and Buxton wide left now as Perry drops it back. Throws it right, incomplete, intended for Nardell down around the Raider 22-yard line. And it'll be third down and 6 for the Slaters at the Raider 27.
Perry for Fairhaven showing a very good strong arm, and he's doing very well throwing into the wind because he's throwing short, crisp passes.
How many has he thrown?
8.
3 for 8, including a touchdown. Buxton wide right, Cole tight left. Slot right is Nardell. They operate out of the eye. Again on a third down play, Perry back to pass. Throws it right, and it is intercepted by Joel Hector. Intercepted it inside the 15 and returns it out to about the 18-yard line. The intended receiver was Corey Buxton. So Joel Hector on the pass interception for the Raiders, and the Raiders will have it first and 10, their own 18-yard line.
The Raiders came on a safety blitz that time. They really didn't get all that extra much pressure on Perry. Kind of overthrow the ball, and Joel Hector was right there on the spot and intercepted the pass. And a big turnover there because Fairhaven been moving the ball very well. The only other team I've seen move the ball this well in the Raiders defense was Essex a couple weeks ago.
So the Raiders go on the offense. Going wide left is Jason Casarino. They're in the tailback split now behind Justin Mock. Hector, who had that interception, in motion. From the wingback spot, it goes to Carey straight ahead, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and out to the 50-yard line. Steve Carey took it straight ahead on the quick opener. He was finally dropped by Matt Cole. 32-yard pickup for Steve Carey and a Raider first down.
A good job there by, again, Steve Carey has very deceptive speed, came around, not a real basic off-tackle play, gets in and just keeps running, and looked like he was going to go all the way, but Cole had the angle on him and cut him off there. He picked up about 32 yards.
Or Steve Carey took one off 77 yards a week ago. The second play from scrimmage in the second half against Burlington. Ball mark just shy of the 50. First and 10 for the Raiders. A couple of setbacks behind Mock. Wide left, Carl Doty now. And in motion left to right is Joel Hector. On side hash mark. Handoff goes to Carey. Second man takes it right. They're going to hem him in. This time he's going to lose a couple back to the 48-yard line. Getting in there to make the stop was Bill Hay and also Andy Nardell for the Slaters. Lost a couple. It'll be second down and close to 12 for the Raiders. Their own 48-yard line.
Good job there by the Fairhaven defense. They were able to get some penetration on that one and kind of string it out. Carey couldn't turn the corner, and they actually lost about a yard on that.
6-6 our score. 3:38 remaining here in the first quarter at Alumni Field. The Slaters and the Raiders. Raiders have it second down and almost 12 at their own 48-yard line. Mock takes it straight ahead on the quarterback keeper across the 50 down to about the Slater 47-yard line or so. It's up about 4 yards. Caught by a host of Slaters. Led by Jason McGraw. It'll be third down and 8 for the Raiders at the Slater 48-yard line. Mark Konofsky will be tight right. Sweat and Carey at the setbacks behind Mock, and Carl Doty brings it wide left now. And they hand off to Sweat. Inside the 45 down to about the 44, and it gets driven back by a few Slaters. And again, leading the charge was Jason McGraw.
The call there showing the confidence that Coach Beerworth has in his offensive line. A running play on an obvious passing situation. Jason was able to pick up about 5-6 yards, but was well short of the first down.
It'll be 4th down and a long 4. It was a 3rd down play. The Raiders have it at the Slater 44-yard line, and Jason Sweat back to punt for the Raiders. Huber is in single safety for Fairhaven, back around his own 10. The snap a little low. Sweat gets the boot away, angles it toward the far sideline, gets a nice roll inside the 10, picked up at the 1 by Huber, and he's dropped at about the 3-yard line. And he had to pick it up because the ball was going to die at the 1. Managed to turn it upfield for a couple and tackled immediately.
A nice punt there by Jason Sweat. Didn't really get a lot of air on it, but kind of bounced around like Jackson was going to die at the 1-yard line. So Huber picked it up and made what he could of it. The Fairhaven really backed up now, and with this strong blitzing defense by Rutland, they're going to be careful they don't have a turnover.
Let's see, it's out a little bit further than I thought originally. Or they're going to mark it about the 4-yard line. 1st and 10, they hand off to Atwood, and Atwood breaks it out into the secondary. Gets it out across the 10 out to about the 14-yard line before he's finally dropped. And on the tackle was Joel Hector. That picked up about 10 yards, and that's a Slater 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Slaters, their own 14-yard line.
Fairhaven's offensive line doing a good job opening some holes and giving the quarterback time to pass when they do pass the ball, and a surprising strength there for Fairhaven was their offensive line.
Doug Eddy in the backfield now for the Slaters. And this time the Raiders had it all snuffed out as the handoff again went to Atwood, and he maybe picked up a yard on the play. Justin Anderson was over there on the stop. Actually give him a pickup of a yard out to about the 15. It'll be 2nd down and 9 to the Slaters at that point. 6-6 our score, 55 seconds remaining here in the 1st quarter. This time the Slaters operate out of the eye, play action. Perry and throws it right. It goes incomplete. He wanted to go to Grady McDermott in the right flat, but he underthrew him. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Slaters, their own 14-yard line.
The back was open. He came out of the backfield and nobody picked him up for Rutland. He was open. The ball was a little underthrown. If they could have delivered to him on time, it would have been a good game. Maybe been a 1st down for Fairhaven.
Rich Steves is in at a running back spot. Rich Steves. So a 3rd down play for Perry and company. 3rd and 10. The Slater 14. Perry drops it back. Avoids one man. Rolls right. Fires, and it goes incomplete. As his intended receiver was Corey Buxton, covered well by Steve Carey and Todd Sawyer. It was up around the 25-yard line or so, but it went incomplete. He had to roll right and throw across his body. So now it'll be 4th down and 10 for the Slaters, their own 14-yard line. So they had it at their own 4 after the punt. Atwood got a 1st down on the first play, and then the drive stopped there.
Good job by Justin Anderson for Rutland to put some pressure on Perry and force him out of the pocket. And he never really got set. That's why he didn't deliver the ball on the mark to Buxton. Burgoyne
and Tommy Hector back deep for the Raiders as Tommy Hector catches it on the run inside the 40, fumbles the football, and recovers his own fumble at the Slater 37-yard line. The punter was Matt Cole for Fairhaven. Tommy stayed with it and recovered his own fumble. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders, the Slater 37. 28 seconds left 1st quarter. It's 6-6.
Rutland caught a big break there with Hector able to recover his own fumble. Excellent field position here for the Red Raiders, and see if they can cash it in. But they're probably, as we wind down the quarter here, they'll be going into the wind most of this drive.
Jason Casarino in wide right. Sweat and Muscatello with the setbacks. Tailback split. And the handoff goes to Muskie straight ahead, gets it inside the 35 to about the 34. It'll be second down and 7 as he picks up 3. Doug Eddy on the tackle. That's the end of the first quarter. We've played 1 here at Alumni Field. Our score, Rutland 6, Fairhaven 6. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
We're growing with the tide.
Ford first to take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. A 4-yard touchdown pass from Joel Perry to Corey Buxton. The try for the points, no good. And Todd Muscatello scored for the Raiders later on in the quarter. A 33-yard touchdown run. The extra point attempt was blocked.
Early on, Fairhaven came in coming on obviously an underdog, being a Division II school against a very powerful Rutland team, but they played a lot of emotion. The longer they stay in this game, the more confidence they're going to get. It's going to be tough. They'll really hang tough.
Second down and 7 for the Raiders at the Slater 34-yard line. In motion, Joel Hector left to right. Back to pass, Justin Mott fires down the middle, and he overthrows Jason Sweat down around the Slater 8-yard line, covered by Huber and also Corey Buxton. It'll be 3rd and 7 for the Raiders, the Slater 34-yard line. The Raiders going left to right here now in the second quarter. The Slaters going right to left.
Jason Sweat came out of the backfield as a running back, and it's very tough in high school football for a running back to be covering a pass because linebackers aren't used to covering passes. He was kind of open, but Mock couldn't quite deliver the ball to him.
Muskie and Sweat are the setbacks. Tied right, Kanofsky, Joel Hector wing on the right. Doty is wide left. Hector in motion now, right to left. Justin Mock play action, rolls left, looking, throws it left, and it is complete to Muscatello, tackled immediately, and we got a penalty marker down. He might have been brought down by the face mask as it got down to about the 28-yard line. It picked up 6 as it was, the little toss from Mock to Muscatello, and then a penalty marker thrown down immediately. And that's what it might have been, the face mask, and it was, and they're going to tack 15 yards on top of that now. At least half the distance to the goal line here. Let's see where they mark it.
Mock faked the ball to Muskie, then he rolls out, and Muskie comes out in the flat there, and the ball is delivered to him. Justin Mock has the option of 2 receivers, and he picked out Muskie, who was a short man. He caught the ball, and the big catch got the first down with the added on the face mask.
They're going to mark it down at the Slater 12-yard line. 1st and 10. Actually, at the 11-yard line, we'll call it. 1st and 10 for the Raiders, the Slater 11-yard line. The mark it at the left side hash mark now. Mock on the handoff to Sweat, sweeps it left, cuts it against the grain at the 5, touchdown. Jason Sweat. An 11-yard touchdown run, and the Raiders go out in front by a score of 12-6.
Just a great run by Jason Sweat. He's been doing it all year. Goes to the outside and uses that great speed and cutback ability and just cut back against the grain. Nobody really got a hand on him and just really ran into the end zone untouched. And again, the Raiders showing their versatility and the just explosive runnenness of Jason Sweat. They've been doing it all year.
Took it left and then against the grain and took it in on the sweep left. Jason Sweat, an 11-yard touchdown run as the Raiders led it by a score of 12-6. Early going second quarter, 11:30 remaining here in the half. They'll go for 2 here. Muskie and Sweat are the setbacks. Jason Casarino wide left. Joel Hector a wing on the left. Kanofsky tied right. And here's a penalty marker down for too much time, so they'll have to try it from the 8-yard line. Sometimes if you want to throw the ball, that's not too bad. You get more room to do that.
Because you only got 10 yards in the end zone, so it gets really jam-packed. With the extra 5 yards, it'll give them a little more versatility to throw the ball. It'll be a little tougher to run, though, from the 7-yard line than it would be from the 2-yard line.
So again, they'll go for 2 from the 8-yard line. Carl Doty is in now. And he'll be wide left. Kanofsky tied right. Joel Hector will be wide right. A slot left as well. Mock pumps once, throws left toward the end zone. It is complete to Carl Doty for the 2 points. It's 14-6 Raiders, and we'll be back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
Insurance. Some people...
In the first half, the Raiders go out in front by a score of 14-6, an 11-yard touchdown run for Jason Sweat, and the Justin Mock to Carl Doty 2-point pass play. As a back deep for the Slaters now to receive the Jason Sweat boot, Grady McDermott, and also Jim Huber.
The Raiders drive 4 plays, just over a minute, 37 yards, capped off by the touchdown run by Jason Sweat on the extra point, 2-point conversion. What they did is they faked a slant, and when he pumped, the defensive back came up to cover, and then Doty flares back out, circles back out to the outside, and Justin Mock delivered the ball right on the money to put the Raiders up 14-6.
Again, Huber and McDermott back deep. Here's the Jason Sweat boot. And this will go to McDermott. Takes it across the 20, 25, and across the 30, and dropped at the Slater 31-yard line. Todd Muscatello, among others, downfield to make the tackle. Carey was downfield as well. It'll be second down. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Slaters at their own 31-yard line.
Unofficially early on, the quarterback, Perry, the quarterback for Fairhaven, we have him 3 for 11 for 33 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception.
Corey Buxton wide left. Perry operates out of the eye. McDermott is wide right. 1st and 10 Slaters. As the deep handoff goes to Huber, takes it off right tackle, gets it across the 35 out to about the 37-yard line. Drop there. Again, Todd Muscatello there, and Steve Carey was there as well on the tackle. Picked up about 6. We'll call it 2nd and 4 for the Slaters, their own 37-yard line. One out in front, 14-6, 10:38 remaining here in the first half at Alumni Field. Again, they mark it at the right side hash mark. As Perry on the deep handoff to Huber, and Huber spins and takes it across the 40 out to about the 43. Picked up 6. That's a Slater first down. 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Huber was able to spin out of there. He got tripped up by one of the inside linebackers early on and was able to spin ahead to get the first down.
Nardell is wide left. Now a slot on the left is Huber. One setback behind Perry. Quick drop. Throws it left incomplete. He wanted Nardell near the near sideline in the left flat. He was covered by Todd Sawyer. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Slaters, their own 43-yard line.
Perry just threw the ball a little too high there. We thought they're going with the wind now. We thought they might be able to throw the ball more effectively this with the wind, but their running game is doing a very good job. They might want to kind of stick to that.
Actually, they threw the ball pretty well against the wind. At least their touchdown came against the wind in the first quarter. He did complete only 3, but of course got the touchdown pass. Perry back to pass, being chased, rolls left, throws left, and it's incomplete. Intended for Nardell up around the 50-yard line. Tried for a diving catch and couldn't come up with it. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Slaters, their own 43-yard line.
Again, the Raiders were able to get good pressure on the quarterback there for Fairhaven. Fairhaven has been doing a pretty good job of getting Perry protection, unless when it's in the obvious pass situation. Then the Rutland defense kind of tees off and really goes after him.
Todd Bunker over the football. Wide right goes Corey Buxton. They operate out of the eye. The up back is Doug Eddy out of the eye. Deep back Huber. Perry back to pass. Throws left incomplete. Intended for Andy Nardell again at right around the 50, and he was hit immediately by Todd Sawyer.
A good coverage job there by Todd Sawyer. Timed it perfectly. When the ball got there, he was up on the receiver for Fairhaven, Nardell, and knocked the ball away.
So it'll be 4th and 10 for the Slaters, their own 43-yard line. Burgoyne and Tommy Hector back deep for the Raiders, back around the Raider 30. And back to punt will be Matt Cole, back around his own 27. The Raiders lead the Slaters 14-6. 9:55 remaining here in the first half. And here's the Cole boot. And it sails. It goes over Burgoyne's head, hits inside the 25, and then rolls out of bounds across the way. And we'll see where they mark it here. Going to mark it right around the Raider 23-yard line.
I think the wind helped that punt a little bit. It seemed to carry a little bit better than Burgoyne thought it would for Rutland.
So the Raiders go on the offense, 1st and 10, their own 23-yard line, going left to right here in the second quarter. Again, the Slaters right to left. The Slaters with the wind here in the quarter. The Raiders against the wind here in the second quarter. Mark it at the left side hash mark. Again, the tailback split. The up back is Carey, deep back Burgoyne. Burgoyne gets the pitch and sweeps it right. Stutter steps and gets it across the 25 out to about the 28-yard line. And in there on the tackle for the Slaters was Brent Munger. Coming up to about the 29. Picked up close to 7. We'll call it 2nd and 3 for the Raiders. They're on 29-yard line. Wide left, Doty. Wing on the right is Hector again, the tailback split. And the handoff, they wanted to go to Burgoyne, and he fumbles the football. Let's see, the Slaters say they have it. No indication from the officials as yet here. And the Slaters have recovered. Slaters have recovered the fumble. Let's see who gets up off the football for Fairhaven. And recovering the football for the Slaters was Aaron Perry. One of the co-captains, I believe. Aaron Perry on the fumble recovery.
It looked like they just missed the handoff, and the back got there a little too quickly, and Mock couldn't quite get the ball tucked away, and Perry pounced on it for a big turnover and giving Fairhaven excellent field position.
1st and 10 Slaters, the Raider 29. The handoff to Huber straight ahead. Inside the 25 to the 24, picks up a quick 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Justin Anderson on the tackle. Sweat was there, and so was Carey. 8:29 remaining here in the first half. The Raiders lead at 14-6, and the Slaters have the football in Raider territory. 2nd down and 5 at the Raider 24. Ardell wide left, handoff to Atwood straight ahead. Atwood breaks a tackle, finally brought down by Doty. Down around the 17-yard line. Picked up 7 and a Slater first down.
A good job there by Atwood. Broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage. It looked like he was off to the races, but Carl Doty had good pursuit from his end position, was able to sack to drop him. So there wasn't much more of a game that was developing.
Give him 8. It'll be 1st and 10 Slaters. The Raiders 16-yard line. Handoff to Huber straight ahead. The deep back out of the eye. Inside the 15 to about the 14, maybe the 13. Jason Sweat on the tackle for the Raiders. Going to mark it at the 13-yard line. Give him 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. The Slaters on the march after the fumble recovery by Aaron Perry as Nardell is in and out as McDermott.
They're having good field position in. They were able to cash in early when they had the onside kick to give them excellent field position, trying to do the same here.
Buxton wide right, Nardell is wide left. Deep handoff to Huber straight ahead. And Huber spins around and gets a couple down to about the 11 or so. The 3rd down play coming up here for the Slaters. Todd Muscatello on the tackle. Also getting up from underneath the pile is Craig Buzzell.
Fairhaven just trying to grind it out. Like we said, the running game has been very effective. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they threw early on to loosen things up. But now they're in a kind of a passing situation here now, 3rd and 5.
3rd and close to 5 for the Slaters. The Raider 11. Perry back to pass. Pumps once, rolls left, throws toward the end zone. And is it a catch? No, it goes incomplete. He had Nardell, but Nardell was outside the back end of the end zone. I'm not even sure if he was able to hang on to it. From this angle, I couldn't tell, but he was beyond the end line anyway. So it'll be 4th down, close to 5 for the Slaters at the Raider 11.
Again, the Raiders were able to get good pressure on Perry. Unofficially, we have him missing his last 8 passes. He's 3 for 15 now for 33 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but I think he's missed like his last 8 in a row. And a couple times receivers have been open.
So 4th down for the Slaters going for it at the Raider 11-yard line. Nardell. Long count, and this might have drawn the Raiders offside. It did. This will give the Slaters a 1st down. I'm going to say Nardell out of the ball game on that play as Buxton was wide right. And the Raiders jumped offside, and the Slaters will have it 1st and goal down at the Raiders 6-yard line.
We had that unofficially being the 8th first down for Fairhaven, so they've been able to control the ball and move it well against this really tough Rutland defense.
6:45 to go here in the first half. The Raiders lead at 14-6, but Fairhaven has it 1st and goal at the Raiders 6-yard line. Tight left, Matt Cole. Buxton tight on the right, couple of setbacks behind Perry. Somebody took off too quickly, I think it was Huber. So now they're going to put it back to the 11-yard line. Illegal procedure against Fairhaven will be 1st and goal for the Slaters at the Raider 11.
Yards are tough to get down here. Fairhaven doesn't want to give any away. obviously they've been moving the ball very well in the running game, so they want to try to stay away from these second and long and third longs, and they can kind of keep their options open.
Buxton wide left. Grady McDermott is in. He's wide right now. A couple of setbacks. It's Huber and also Atwood behind Perry. Perry drops it back, loops it toward the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Buxton near the back end of the end zone again. Covered by Todd Sawyer and Eric Gothier.
Buxton's a big kid. He's about 6'4", has a couple inches on the defensive backs for Rutland. Looks like they just tried to air the ball like an alley-oop play, but the ball kind of carried a little too far over the end line, and like we said, Buxton trying to use that height advantage he has.
It'll be second and goal for the Slaters at the Rutland 11-yard line. Fairhaven wants a timeout. 14-6, Rutland in front here with 6:33 to go in the first half. We'll be back after this 30-second break. This touchdown run for Todd Muscatello, an 11-yard touchdown run for Jason Sweat, 2-point pass play from Mock to Doty. The Slater touchdown was a 4-yard touchdown pass from Joel Perry to Corey Buxton. And Slater's again knocking on the door here, second and goal at the Raider 11-yard line. Buxton is wide left, couple of setbacks. They have a man wide right as well. In motion now, Huber left to right. It leaves one setback. Perry fires over the middle. It's complete to Cole, and he's in. Touchdown. Matt Cole was wide open. He gathered it in right around the 2-yard line or so. An 11-yard touchdown pass from Perry to Cole, and it's 14-12 Rutland.
A great call there by Grady, the coach for Fairhaven. What happened was that Cole was a tight end, and they slid everybody wide. It kind of stretched out the defensive secondary for Rutland. There wasn't a defensive back in the area, and Cole just took a couple of steps over the line of scrimmage, and Perry delivered the ball to him. He made one move, and he was in the end zone.
And the Slaters will try to go for the equalizer here as they go for two. 3 men wide left, one setback. Perry drops it back, throws, it's tipped, and it goes incomplete. As he wanted to go to either Buxton or Huber in the end zone. Not sure who tipped it, but it was tipped, and it still was up for grabs after the
Rutland Fuel.
Back deep for the Raiders. Jamie Briggs with the kick here, and it comes up short, and Tom Newfer looks for it and finally recovers it at the Raider 39-yard line. Now, the opening kickoff by the Slaters was recovered by the Slaters, a live ball, and the Slaters eventually cashed it in, and they took a 6-0 lead early. This time it came up short as well. This time Tom Newfer was there to pounce on it, and the Raiders will bring it back the other way, 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Fairhaven goes 29 yards, a little over 2 minutes and 20 seconds, again cashing in on a turnover. They had two kind of turnovers, the onside kick and the fumble recovery. They've cashed in both of them to get their 12 points tonight.
It was Aaron Perry on that fumble recovery for the Slaters. Mott back to pass, throws over the middle, incomplete at the 50-yard line, intended for Jason Casarino, covered by Jamie Atwood and Corey Buxton. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Raiders at their own 39-yard line. 14-12, Rutland with 6:02 remaining here in the first half. Right side hash mark, Doty in, wide right. Hector is a wing on the left. Konofsky is tight left. They're in the tailback split. And here's the deep pitch to Sweat, sweeps it left, and he gets a couple as he gets it across the 40 out to about the 42. As making the tackle was Matt Cole, who caught that touchdown pass for the Slaters moments ago. The 11-yard touchdown pass from Joel Perry to Matt Cole.
Just a student body right, what they call it at USC. They run the tailback pitch. They had Muscatello as a lead blocker. They pulled a couple of guards, but a good job by Cole there to hold his position and stop Jason for a couple yard gain there.
It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Raiders, their own 41-yard line. Hector is wide right now as Mock drops it straight back. Fires left, and a limping catch at the 50-yard line. Is making a nice catch across the way was Jason Casarino. Picked up about 9. Should be a first down. I don't think they gave him a good spot on that. He needed about 8, and he picked up about 9. It's right around the 49-yard line of the Raiders.
A good catch there by Jason. It was covered well. He went up and jumped up and got the ball and came down with the ball in 1 foot in bounds, which you need in high school football. And I think they might have not got a good response they hoped on that one.
And they're going to call for a measurement here. They have to bring the chain game from where we are on the near sideline over toward the bleachers here across the way. Needed about 8, and it's going to be a little bit shy, so it picked up a little bit less than 8. a third down play. It'll be 4th and inches for the Raiders at their own 48-yard line. And it appears that they're going to go for it.
With their strong offensive line, their strong running game, and with the way they're, I think it's a good call by Coach Beerwith. They have been moving the ball fairly well all game. I think their running game should be able to hopefully control the line of scrimmage. They might go with a long count and try to draw Fairhaven off sides and get it via the penalty.
4th and inches for the Raiders, their own 48. The Raiders lead the Slaters 14-12. Less than 5 minutes to go first half. Mock on the deep handoff to Muskie, and he takes it off left tackle inside Slater territory, brought down at the Slater 47, picked up about 4, maybe 5 yards, and a first down. Munger on the tackle along with Atwood for Fairhaven.
Just basic power football play they've used a lot all season. Run Muscatello off tackle, in a quick drive, in a quick dive play, and got a good surge from the offensive line. Was able to pick up the first down. 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the Slater 47-yard line, left side hash mark now. A man wide left. Mock on the handoff to Sweat, sweeps it right and gets it inside the 45 down to about the 42-yard line. Picks up close to 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Ardell got a piece of him. Goslin was over there as well. 4:12 left first half. Rutland 14, Fairhaven 12. Again, running the kind of a sweep play there, pulling the guards out. Jason Sweat, they'll pick up a few yards, but for the most part, Fairhaven doing a pretty good job of stopping it, even though he did pick up 5 yards, get more than I thought.
Jason Casarino wide left, couple of setbacks behind Mock, and Mock goes to Muscatello, stutter steps, gets it inside the 40 down to about the 38, but a penalty marker down. I believe the Raiders will be guilty of illegal procedure here.
It looked like one of the running backs, maybe Jason Sweat, tried to get a jump start on that one. It was kind of moving ahead when the ball was snapped.
Illegal motion against the Raiders. Picked up about 3 or 4 yards as it was. And they're still discussing things here. And they are going to take it. It'll put it back to the Slater 48. And the Raiders will have it 2nd down, a little over 10. Carl Doty will be wide left. Tied right, Kanufke, Joel Hector a wing on the right. Muskie and Sweat are the setbacks behind Justin Mock. 2nd down play. Hector in motion right to left now. Mock play action, rolls left, looking, being chased, avoids one man, lets it fly down the left sideline, and is intercepted by Buxton, and he immediately runs out of bounds down around the Slater 20-yard line. The intended receiver was Carl Doty. So the turnover before the fumble recovery by Aaron Perry was turned into a Slater touchdown. This time Buxton intercepts, and the Slaters have it 1st and 10. They're going to mark it at the Slater 19-yard line.
The second turnover tonight for the Red Raiders, uncharacteristic of their team. Mock got flushed out of his pocket, threw the ball down, and Buxton did a great job of covering and stepped in front of Doty to pick the ball off.
The Raiders with a 14-12 lead find the Slaters on another turnover there. 1st and 10, their own 19. As the handoff gets up across the 20 out to about the 23-yard line. It was Huber on the carry. Sweat on the tackle. Got about 3. It'll be a 2nd down and 7 for the Slaters, their own 22-yard line. 3 minutes to go, first half. Rutland 14, Fairhaven 12. Tied right, Corey Buxton. Going to wing on the left, couple of setbacks behind the quarterback, Joel Perry. 2nd down play. Here's the deep pitch to Huber. Huber gets it across the 30 out to about the 31-yard line before he's dropped. And is coming over to make the tackle. Matt Mackin was over there, and also Todd Muscatello. And Mackin seeing action at a safety. Picked up about 9 yards. That's a Fairhaven first down. They have it 1st and 10, their own 31-yard line.
Again, Fairhaven showing a very strong running game, stronger than we anticipated. We knew they'd throw the ball. They've been throwing the ball a lot, but they've moved the ball well on the ground.
Dermott wide right, handoff to Atwood straight ahead, and he picks his way for a couple out across the 35 to about the 36. And we got a penalty marker down. see what the penalty marker's all about here. Carl Doty and Muscatello both there on the tackle. But a personal foul against the Raiders. They're going to tack 15 yards on top of that.
When they had to back down for Fairhaven, they kind of give an extra shove when he was after the play had done, and the referee taking control. Like we said, both teams very emotional today. The fans, a good crowd here from Fairhaven, and both teams pushing and shoving a lot, kind of talking to each other after the play, and the referee's doing a good job not letting the game out of control with a big penalty, 15 yards.
And after they tack 15 yards on top of that, the Slaters have it 1st and 10 at the Raider 49-yard line. They have 3 men wide left, including Steves. Perry back to pass, and Perry is dropped by Steve Carey all the way back at the Slater 43-yard line. That one lost about 8. It'll be 2nd and 18 for the Slaters. Clock running, 1:48 left first half. The Raiders lead at 14-12.
Big play there by Steve Carey. Came blitzing in from his offensive inside linebacker position. Got through virtually untouched and grabbed a hold of Perry's foot and wouldn't let go and dragged him down for about a 7-yard loss.
2nd down and about 18, we'll call it, for the Slaters, their own 43-yard line. This time they have 3 wideouts off to the right. A lone setback behind Perry. 2nd down and long. Drops it back. Shoots it down the middle, and it is complete to McDermott at the Raider 48, tackled immediately by Todd Muscatello. That picked up basically the yardage that they lost before. Picked up about 8 yards. It'll be 3rd down, a little less than 10 for the Slaters at the Raider 48-yard line. And the Slaters want a timeout. 1:07 to go first half. Rutland 14, Fairhaven 12. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
For food,
14-12 with 1:07 remaining here in the first half. Slaters got on the board first, 6-0. The Raiders came back to tie it at 6-6, went up 14-6. Slaters since that time have cut it to 14-12. Their second touchdown after a fumble recovery, they cashed in. They're trying to cash in now after a pass interception. Again, they got 3 men wide, this time left. In motion, Huber now, left to right. A lone setback behind Perry. 3rd down play, fires over the middle, and it is complete to Cole inside the Raider 40, down to the Raider 35-yard line. Picks up about 13, and a Slater first down. Cole finally tackled by Muscatello and Joel Hector.
Again, basically, it's a quick slant in from the tight end position they're throwing. It looks like Rutland's playing a zone defense, and they're dropping a little too deep, and the underneath there is wide open, and Perry doing a good job of picking that open.
Rich Steves back in. Steves, McDermott, and Buxton wide left. 1st and 10 Slaters, the Raider 36. Perry drops it back, rolls left, fires. It goes incomplete. He had Buxton open. Down around the Raider 27-yard line, threw it a little bit behind him. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Slaters, the Raider 36.
It was very obvious here that time that Rutland was dropping back into defense. Their best pass defense they've had is when they've got a good rush on Perry, and they got a little pressure on him and forced him to throw the ball a little behind Buxton that time. Unofficially, we have him 6 for 21 for 65 yards, 1 interception, and the 2 TDs.
40 seconds to go first half. Rutland out in front, 14-12. The Slaters have it 2nd and 10 at the Raider 36-yard line. Perry now drops it straight back. Perry hoops it long down the middle. He wanted Nardell. He overthrows him at the Raider 5. Mackin and Sawyer back deep, covering Nardell. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Fairhaven, the Rutland 36. The clock stops with 34 seconds left here in the half.
One thing to remember, Fairhaven has 1 timeout left, so they should have enough time with their passing game. Also, if they want to try to work to the sideline, and when they get a first down, the clock will stop for 10 seconds while they set the chains. So
McDermott in now, and Nardell is out for the Slaters. Bunker leads them out. They mark it between the hash marks. Steves, McDermott, and Buxton are wide left. Out with the lone setback behind Perry. 3rd and 10. Perry drops it back now. Steps up into the pocket. Fires left. Incomplete. Intended for Buxton. He had it and couldn't hang on. Down around the Raider 20.
It's a cold night, and Buxton's wearing some sort of gloves that all the receivers wear now. That was a catch of a ball. He kind of dropped it, and it leaves Fairhaven in a 4th and 10 situation.
4th and 10. Fairhaven at the Rutland 36-yard line. Clock stops with 29 seconds left here in the half. Rutland out in front, playing a score of 14-12 here at Alumni Field. As Nardell comes back in, is going to play from Coach Brian Grady. Wide right now, Buxton, Nardell, and Steves. Atwood again, the lone setback. Tight left is Cole. 4th down play for Perry and company. Perry drops it back, looking, and he fires, and he's got his man complete. down around the Raider 25-yard line. As we have the clock stop with 23 seconds left, Andy Nardell on the pass reception. It is a first down. It picked up 11 yards, and the Slaters call for their final timeout. The clock stops with 23 seconds left here in the half. The Raiders lead at 14-12.
A great job there by Nardell. They needed 10 yards. He went down 11 yards and did a square and turned right around. And Perry delivered the ball, and he caught the ball. A good heads-up play there by Nardell because he went the extra yard to get the first down, and the Slaters used their last time out.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Slaters. They mark it just inside the Rutland 25-yard line. 23 seconds left here in the half, and Rutland leads it by a score of 14-12.
Rutland, in some sort of, like we said, they're playing a zone defense, playing a little soft. They might want to, in this area now, they want to tighten it up. The Rocks seem to be giving them a good cushion, like they're afraid of getting beaten deep, but they're kind of getting closer to the end zone now. They want to tighten it up a little bit here, and also time is running down.
The second Slater touchdown set up on a fumble recovery, and this drive set up on a pass interception by Corey Buxton. 1st and 10 as Perry drops it back, looking, fires right, and it goes incomplete. He wanted Buxton down around the Raider 5. He was covered by Joel Hector. Near the far sideline, it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Slaters, just outside the Raider 25. Clock stops on the incomplete pass with 18 seconds left here in the first half.
Buxton ran to play a lot of high school teams run nowadays. He runs out, does a down and out, then does an up pattern. He seems to be Perry's favorite receiver, and Perry seems to look for him a lot, but Nardell seems to be more of a cash receiver because he's caught the big plays and probably caught more receptions.
Bunker leads him out. He's over the football. Wide right, Buxton, Nardell, and also Steves. One set back, it's Atwood. Perry drops it back, fires right, far sideline, complete to Buxton, and he immediately runs out of bounds inside the Raider 20 down to about the 18-yard line. Picked up 7. It'll be 3rd down and 3 as the clock stops with 13 seconds left to go in the half.
Just a quick out pattern. They've been splitting 3 wide receivers to that one side the whole time here, and Buxton is the one out furthest, and he just runs a quick out pattern, and Perry delivers the ball.
3rd and about 3 for the Slaters. The Raider 18. Back to pass Perry. Perry steps up, fires, and is complete to Nardell inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Stopped by Burgoyne. They have to hurry. 8 seconds left here. As it picked up 10, it'll be a 1st and goal for the Slaters. They have it at the Raider 8-yard line. Clock starts running again after they change the stick. 6 seconds left in the half. Perry drops it back. Penalty markers down. He throws it complete down around the Raider 2-yard line. And tackle immediately. We'll see what the penalty marker is all about. Complete toward the far sideline. And again, it was Nardell on the pass reception. We'll see what the penalty marker is all about here. Clock stops with 1 second to go in the half. It looked like an ineligible pass receiver downfield, I think, against the Slaters. The pass completion was down to about the 3-yard line or so. Picked up about 5. It would have been 2nd and goal with 1 second to go. Ironically, without the penalty, time would have expired. Is that what they called it? Ineligible pass receiver downfield?
That's what it looked like.
And they're going to mark it at the Raider 14-yard line. It's going to be a field goal attempt here for Jamie Briggs, and they're going to mark it down at the 21. It'll be a 31-yard field goal attempt for Briggs. They try for the field goal here, and they can't get the play away. The kick was no good anyway. As soon as they spotted it and started the clock, they couldn't get the play away as the whistles blew the play dead before they could really try for the extra point. So an exciting end of the first half and an exciting ball game here tonight at Alumni Field. As at halftime, our score is Rutland 14 and Fairhaven 12. The Slaters on the drive and just ran out of time toward the tail end. We'll be back.
Neal & Reedy is Rutland's #1 men's and young men's clothing store. From casual shirts and slacks to rugby shirts and 100% cotton sweaters. Fall is a perfect time to get a new leather jacket, and you'll find a full line at McNeil & Reedy. And if you can't swing the whole purchase now, come to McNeil & Reedy and lay away that jacket. All major credit cards are accepted. Free local delivery and on-premise tailoring. Rutland's #1 men's and young men's clothing store. McNeil & Reedy, Merchants Row in downtown Rutland.
Casella's Country Store and Deli. It's the most complete country store in the area. They have a complete full-service deli with everything from sandwiches to salads to meatloaf and much, much more. They have tremendous overstuffed grinders along with the best selection of chips and your favorite brands of soda. And Casella's has a bottle redemption center, plus your local liquor store. Casella's Country Store and Deli, the most complete country store in the area, a proud sponsor of high school sports.
For all your concrete projects, turn to the company that's been serving the needs of the area for years with dependable service. Joseph P. Carrera and Sons of Rutland. Their in-plant aggregate production meets all Vermont Highway Department and ACI specifications. And their enclosed hot batch plant beats cold weather so they can serve your needs all year round. Joseph P. Carrera and Sons are there to help. So for precast concrete products or ready-mix concrete, see Joseph P. Carrera and Sons on Route 7 in Rutland, a proud sponsor of high school sports.
Photo Hut on Woodstock Avenue in Rutland, the only members of Kodak Color Watch in the Rutland area. And this means they use
Fairhaven to pounce on the spot, and that was so far. That's probably been the biggest play of the first half. I mean, because it gave them the opening kickoff and excellent field position, and then I think even before Rutland got settled in, Fairhaven was out attacking and took advantage of it. Good coaching job there by Coach Grady.
Fairhaven will be going left to right here in the second half, the third quarter. Rutland right to left. Fairhaven again will be receiving the kickoff here. It's 14-12. The Raiders lead the Slaters. The only difference in the ball game is the two-point pass play after the second Raider touchdown from Justin Mock to Carl Doty. Raider touchdowns, a 33-yard touchdown run for Todd Muscatello, an 11-yard touchdown run for Jason Sweat, a pair of Joel Perry touchdown passes for the Slater scoring, 4-yard touchdown pass to Corey Buxton, and an 11-yard touchdown pass to from Joel Perry to Matt Cole. We'll see what happens the first 5 minutes. Very important for both teams, the first 5 minutes here of the third quarter.
In Fairhaven's passing game, one thing that's been very evident in the first half, they were much more successful when they didn't have to throw the ball. If they came out and threw on first down and missed it and put themselves in second and long and third and long, it allowed the Rutland defensive line to tee off more and get better pressure on Perry. So if they can kind of run on first down and get themselves in the second and short situations where they have the option of passing or running, I think that'll be a big key for them in the second half.
Huber and McDermott back deep for the Slaters here. As Jason Sweat gets set to kick it off. So Perry unofficially threw 21 passes, completed 9, right?
27.
27. Boy, that's a lot in a high school game. That's a lot for a game in a high school game, let alone at halftime. And here's the Sweat boot, and it will go to McDermott on the run across the 15. Drops it, picks it up again, and he's finally dropped back around the 17-yard line. Justin Anderson there to make the tackle for the Raiders. Going to mark it up around the 19-yard line, so the Slaters will have it 1st and 10 at their own 19. The yard markers here have just been obliterated. They did not redo them here today, so you have to really focus in on them. Very dull. Left side hash mark. Perry on the first play, and he goes to the lone setback straight ahead. Atwood across the 20 to about the 21. Picked up just a couple on the run and brought down by a host of Raiders, led by Ken Ellison and Craig Buzzle.
One thing that Fairhaven does, they split their wide receivers out very far, and it kind of spreads out the defensive team. So if the running backs are able to get through the initial point of attack at the line of scrimmage, they do have some running room, and they'd use that to their advantage in the first half.
Picked up a couple, 2nd and 8 for the Slaters, their own 21-yard line, left side hash mark. Corey Buxton wide right. Atwood is a slot on the right, and so is McDermott, a lone setback behind Perry. And the pitch goes to the lone setback, Huber. 25 as he sweeps it right across the 30 and brought down at the Slater 33-yard line by Todd Muscatello. Picked up 12 yards and a Slater first down.
A great play call there by Fairhaven. Jason Sweat came blitzing from his linebacker position, but the pitch got around him, and the running back was able to turn the corner and pick up the first down, and a good-sized gain because they were spread out, and then with the blitz, there was nobody out there for containment.
So after the 12-yard pickup, the Slaters have it 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Early going third quarter, Rutland out in front 14-12. Wide right, Buxton along with Nardell and McDermott. Atwood the lone setback. Cole is tied on the left as Joel Perry barks him out for the Slaters. Slater quarterback, and he goes to Atwood, the lone setback, breaks a tackle across the 40-yard line. He goes out to about the 42, picks up 9. Eric Gothier on the tackle for the Raiders. Took it straight ahead. Nice hole ripped apart by the Slater offensive line.
Unofficially, we have Fairhaven with 12 first downs, so they're controlling the ball, keeping the explosive Rutland offense off the field, and I think Rutland's getting a little frustrated here.
Slaters have it 2nd down and 1, their own 42-yard line. And the handoff goes to Huber straight ahead, squeezes his way for about 3 to the 45, and another Slater first down. 1st and 10 for Fairhaven, their own 45. Carey on the tackle for the Raiders. McDermott was in on that play. Nardell comes in now for the Slaters. They're going to mark it near the right side hash mark. 9:20 to go third quarter. Rutland 14, Fairhaven 12. Wide right, Nardell. Buxton is wide left. They operate out of the eye this time. Curry on a first down play goes to the deep back. Huber straight ahead across the 50, across the Raider 45 to the Raider 43-yard line. And another Slater first down, 3 straight here. Carl Doty on the tackle, along with Eric Gothier.
Again, Fairhaven really controlling the ball, even more emotional now. They're very fired up, and this would make their season if they could knock off Rutland. And I think that's very evident. They're coming here, they've got nothing to lose, and it's very evident they're playing very loose, very fired up.
16-yard pickup, 1st and 10 Slaters, the Raider 43. The handoff to Huber, and he's going to lose a couple to the Raider 45, dropped in the backfield by Steve Carey.
A good job there by Carey. Like we said, Rutland really starting to blitz a lot more now, and they guessed right that time. Carey shot through the hole, and was able to knock the running back for about a 3-yard loss.
Make it a couple of yard loss anyway. It'll be 2nd and 12 for Fairhaven. They're going to mark it at the Raider 44. Todd Bunker over the football. Tied right now, Cole wide right, goes McDermott. They operate out of the eye now behind Perry, wide left Buxton. Perry drops it back, fires, and the pass is knocked down, I believe, by Justin Anderson. Wanted to go over the middle, and Justin Anderson, 6'3", knocked it down.
A good job. They brought, I think it was Burgoyne on a safety blitz, and they brought everybody. Anderson came through, did a good job, got his hands up and jumped up in the air to knock that pass down. And like we said earlier, Fairhaven does a much better job when they're not in the long passing situations when they pass. Now they're faced with a 3rd and 13. I would expect the Rutland to bring a lot more people again on this situation.
So it'll be 3rd and 12 for the Slaters at the Rutland 44-yard line. Again, 3 men wide right. A lone setback behind Perry as Perry drops it back on 3rd down. Fires over the middle. It goes incomplete. Broken up by Todd Muscatello. Nardell was the intended receiver around the Rutland 30. It'll be 4th and 12 for the Slaters at the Raider 44-yard line. The Slaters, who picked up 3 first downs on this first drive in the third quarter, stalling in Raider territory at the 44.
Todd Muscatello wish he had that one back. The ball was there. A pass he probably should have intercepted, but it kind of bounced off him, and would have been a big turnover. Would have given Rutland excellent field position.
Cole back to punt for the Slaters around his own 40. Tommy Hector and Kevin Burgoyne around the Raider 20-yard line as the kick is taken by Burgoyne. Fakes the reverse. Burgoyne across the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and gets it to about the Raider 42-yard line. Nice return by Kevin Burgoyne. Dropped by Andy Nardell. So the Raiders, on their first offensive series here in the second half, have pretty good field position. They say it was down at the Raider 39-yard line.
A good run there by Burgoyne. He faked the reverse and then came up with a good move on one the containment for Fairhaven. Was able to get outside and up the sideline for a good pickup.
Right side hash mark. Jason Casarino brings it wide left. Joel Hector is a wing on the right. As the handoff goes to Jason Sweat straight ahead. Gets it out to about the 44-yard line. Pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 on the tackle, Aaron Perry for the Slaters, along with Matt Cole.
Rutland only threw the ball unofficially 6 times in the first half. Maybe they want to throw the ball a little more to open things up, but now it looks like they want to just kind of grind it out here and use this strong offensive line, this explosive running game to its maximum.
Again, the right side hash mark, 2nd and 5 for the Raiders, their own 44. And it goes on the deep handoff and getting his way across the 50 to about the 48-yard line. On the carry for the Raiders was Todd Muscatello. And that picked up about 8 and a Raider first down. Bumped down by a few Slaters. Aaron Perry was there on the tackle.
Big drive here for Rutland. They want to reestablish a running game. Like we said, they have been off. The offense has been off the field a lot. Just want to establish a running game and kind of get themselves a little more breathing room here. 1st and 10 at the Slater 47 as the handoff goes to Sweat. Sweeps it left. 45, 40, 35, 30, 25. And he's finally brought down inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line by Jim Hubert. A great job there by Jason Sweat. An off-tackle play. It kind of got jammed up in there, but he kept his feet and was able to pounce out to the middle and was off the races. Outran most of the Fairhaven defenders, but Huber had the angle on and was able to force him out.
But a 28-yard pickup for Jason Sweat. They're going to mark it at the Slater 19. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Their first offensive series of the second half. The Raiders lead at 14-12. 6:17 to go, third quarter. Jason Casarino wide left there in the tailback split. And it goes to the up back. Todd Muscatello inside the 15 down to about the 12-yard line or so. As on the tackle there was Jim Huber for the Slaters.
A little misdirection play there by Rutland. They had the flow going to the right, and then they run Muskie back to on the left, and the counter play picked up good yardage for him.
Going to mark it at the Slater 11-yard line. It'll be 2nd down, a long one for the Raiders at that point as Carl Doty's back in. He brings it wide right. Muscatello and Sweat are the setbacks. The wing on the right is Joel Hector. 2nd down, a long one for Justin Mock and company. In motion left to right is Todd Muscatello now. Here's the deep pitch to Sweat, looking for room as he sweeps it right. Inside the 10, 5, and he dives his way. It looked to me like a touchdown from here. The Raiders thought he had a touchdown, but we don't see an indication from the officials, but we do have a penalty marker down here. And I believe it's going to go against the Raiders, looking at the Slater players down below.
The way the flag was thrown, it might be a clip or a crossback block or something like that on the one of the pulling linemen or pulling blockers there.
And it is against the Raiders, negating that fine run by Sweat. The Raider players indicated touchdown. It's a holding call against the Raiders. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. So we'll have it 2nd down and almost 11. From the point of infraction, 2nd down and 10. For the Raiders, they're going to mark it at the Slater 19. Right side hash mark as Mock drops it back, pumps once, shoots it toward the end zone. He wants Jason Casarino incomplete as he led Jason toward the right sideline in the end zone. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Raiders, the Slater 19-yard line. 5:11 to go here, third quarter. Rutland out in front by a score of 14-12.
Fairhaven did a good job of getting pressure on Justin Mock that time. Really couldn't get set and kind of airball the ball out a little long there for the intended receiver.
Carl Doty comes trotting into the football game now with a play from Coach John Beerworth. Keith Parker, 5'8", 225-pound junior center over the football. Doty goes wide right. Muscatello and Sweat are the setbacks. Mock drops it back, looking, fires over the middle, and he wanted Hector, and it's intercepted at the 1-yard line. The Slaters intercept at their own 1. Jim Huber on the interception. So the Raiders turned away. And let's see where they finally mark it. It's at the Slater 2, I believe. Maybe closer to the 3 as we look out here. The pass was intended for Joel Hector coming over the middle, and Huber intercepted for the Slaters.
Hector was open, but Huber got a good drop and Mog maybe wanted to put a little more air on the ball, try to rifle in there, and Huber jumped up high to get the interception and pull it down for a big turnover.
So Fairhaven has it 1st and 10, its own 3-yard line as they turn the threat away. And the give goes to Atwood, and he's dropped at the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up a yard or so on the play. Muscatello was over there. Jason Sweat was over there. Check it, I said Atwood on the carry. It was Rich Steves on the carry, I believe. Picked up about a yard to the 4-yard line. It'll be 2nd down along 9. Steves and Huber are the setbacks now behind Joel Perry. And Perry goes to the first man through, and again it's Steves, and he's crunched down after maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage by a host of Raiders. And it was Craig Buzzell on the tackle. He had some help. Steve Carey was over there too.
Big drive here for Rutland. If they can force Fairhaven to punt out of the end zone, they either go for a block and maybe get a touchdown or a safety. If not, they should get excellent field position. So very important down here.
Lost about a half yard. We'll call it 3rd and 10 for the Slaters, their own 3-yard line. Doug Eddy is a setback behind Perry now. And the handoff goes to Eddy off left tackle, against it across the 5 out to about the 7. There is a penalty marker down. It picked up about 4. And the penalty indication, at least from the Slater reaction, is it's against the Raiders for grabbing the face mask, I believe.
A big costly penalty there for Rutland. They had them stop, but then it looks like a big one. They're moving the chains about 15 yards, and uncharacteristic of the Rutland Raiders. And you made a few turnovers and some penalties here tonight.
It is a 15-yard penalty for grabbing the face mask against the Raiders, and the Slaters get it out of trouble. They have it out at their own 24-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Slaters. A couple of setbacks behind Perry. As the handoff goes off left tackle to Atwood, and he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Brought down by a host of Raiders, led by Carl Doty. He was in there on the tackle. Buzzell was over there as well. They had some help. Carey was over there.
Fairhaven running a much tighter formation now, not spreading the defenders out quite as much and going into more of a power situation where they're just going to want to grind the ball out.
2nd and 10 for the Slaters, their own 24-yard line. That one got back to the line of scrimmage, picked up maybe a half yard or so. Coming in defensively is Mike Bride for the Raiders. As Pete Parker is out. 2nd and 10 for the Slaters, their own 24-yard line. Left side hash mark. A couple of setbacks behind Perry. Perry play action, drops it way back, being chased, throws right, and it's complete to Buxton at the 35, gets it across the 40, and dropped at the Slater 43-yard line. Sawyer and Hector and Gotthy are all here. And that picked up 19 yards and a Slater first down. 14-12, Rutland has the lead, 2:33 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
A good job there by Perry Anderson for Rutland. Got good pressure on him, but Perry was able to scrim out and caught Buxton downfield on the crossing pattern, got the ball to him, and Buxton turned it up for a good game and a big first down. 1st and 10 for the Slaters, their own 43. They're on the move. This drive started at their own 3. Perry back to pass, fires over the middle, incomplete. He had Buxton, he couldn't handle it. At the Raider 48, he was hit immediately by Jason Sweat. Again, the ball was there, but Jason Sweat right on the time was able to knock that out, and we're calling Jason Sweat's name a lot more on defense tonight than we are on offense, and that's not a good sign for Rutland. Again, on the drive, the big play was the face guard, because they had him stopped, and the penalty gave him the first down, gave him some breathing room, and now they're able to move the ball.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Slaters, their own 43. Again, 3 wideouts right. Ardell McDermott and also Buxton. One setback. Perry drops it back, rolls right, avoids a tackle, fires down the sideline, and intended for McDermott. I believe he caught it out of bounds here near side. As a matter of fact, I don't think he caught it. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Slaters at their own 43. It was down around the Raider 48-yard line. I don't believe he ever had the ball, and he might have been out of bounds anyway.
Yeah, I think if he had caught the ball, I don't think he ever, like you said, Jack, ever did catch the ball, and it did bounce around. Unofficially, we have Perry 10 for 32 for 112 yards, the 1 interception, but the 2 big TD passes.
That Matt Cole is in for Neil Goslin. Goslin comes out. Cole is in. Wide right, Buxton along with Nardell and McDermott. Atwood, the lone setback. Cole tight left. Third down play for Perry and company. Perry throws it. Intended for Nardell. Incomplete. Down around the Raider 45-yard line. That pass could have connected. He would have been off to the races, except that I don't think he thought Nardell was going to go straight down the sideline. I think he thought that Nardell was going to go toward the near sideline. It'll be 4th and 10 for the Slaters, their own 43. Burgoyne and Tommy Hector will be back deep for the Raiders.
Again, they came with the blitz on Perry and kind of rushed him to really kind of threw the ball before he wanted to.
And Matt Cole back to punt for the Slaters. And he gets the punt away, and it sails over Burgoyne's head inside the 15, 10, and it's going to roll dead as it almost hit Tommy Hector. And it did not. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders, their own 7-yard line. Tommy had his back to the ball, and it almost hit his leg. If you saw the Washington Giants game on Sunday, that happened against the Redskins, where it hit the leg of one of the Redskin players, and the Giants recovered in close, and that came dangerously close as far as the Raiders are concerned.
It was a big play. It wasn't what it was a low-line drive kick that carried very well over the back of Rutland and carried in, and Hector was very lucky the ball didn't bounce up and hit him.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders, their own 7, and Fairhaven wants a timeout here. 1:56 left here in the third quarter, and it's Rutland 14, Fairhaven 12. We'll be back after this 30-second break. 4 or 5 minutes of the third quarter, and they've gone through virtually the whole third quarter here.
Yeah, this is only the second drive that Rutland had. They had the first drive, the second time after the second series, they moved right down the field, but the interception by Huber stopped the touchdown. Looked like Rutland had him going, and then again, the big play was the face mask on third down, and Fairhaven was able to put a couple first downs at that to keep the drive going.
A couple of setbacks behind Justin Mock. 1st and 10 for the Raiders, their own 7. Jason Casarino wide left. As the handoff goes straight ahead to Muskie, and he picks up a couple of tough yards out across the 10, out to about the 14. And on the tackle was Jason McGraw and also Neil Goslin for the Slaters.
Rutland's got to be very careful down this part of the area. Obviously, they don't want a turnover because that would give Fairhaven great field position. Fairhaven has shown the ability to cash onto it. They want to kind of get things going and kind of their last drive, probably before the change of the quarters, and the last drive with the wind that has died down somewhat, though. 2nd and 8 from the Raider 9 as the handoff goes to Sweat straight ahead across the 10 out to about the 15-yard line. Picks up 6. Went down by a host of Slaters. Aaron Perry was one of the men on the tackle there, and also Jason McGraw. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard. A big play here for Rutland because they want to get, they're still kind of backed up. If they have to pump them out of here, with the wind here, Rutland Fairhaven could get excellent field position, so they want to try to get a first down here to go in to keep the drive going.
Raiders at their own 15-yard line, and it goes to Muskie, and he squeezes out maybe a yard. And it appears to be enough for a first down. We'll wait and see here. He does get a first down. Big first down for the Raiders. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The game now, in the third quarter here, been kind of a field position here because both teams have been kind of backed up at times, had to be very conservative, so they had to kind of work out just to get to some opening room so they can go into their regular offense.
Clock running, 20 seconds to go, third quarter. Rutland out in front, 14-12. 1st and 10 for the Raiders, their own 16. Play action, Mock throws it right, complete to Muskie coming out of the backfield, and he's dropped after getting it across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Picked up close to 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. Brent Munger on the tackle along with Bill Hay. And that is the end of the third quarter. The score remains what it was at halftime. Rutland 14, Fairhaven 12. We'll be back after this 30-second break of Rutland as we get set for fourth quarter action here. It'll be 2nd down and about 3 for the Raiders, their own 23-yard line. The Raiders going left to right here in the quarter. Fairhaven going right to left.
Again, the big thing in the third quarter is the fact that Rutland had one good drive. It ended with a turnover, and Fairhaven was able to get a couple first downs going to control the ball and keep the explosive Rutland offense on the sidelines.
Muscatello and Sweat the setbacks. Konofsky tight left. Casarino wide right. Play action. Mock drops it back, throws right. And he wanted Jason Casarino. He made the catch and got pushed out of bounds near sideline at the Raider 34-yard line. Picks up 11. And a Raider first down, big catch for Jason Casarino as he caught it near sideline and he kept in bounds.
A good job there. He knew where he was on the field. Plus, he was going into the Fairhaven sideline, which is even more difficult, but he caught the ball and got the foot in bound, and hopefully these passes will open things up a little bit for Rutland. We have Justin Mock being 5 for 10 for 39 yards with 2 interceptions.
We're going to mark it at the Raider 33, so give them 10. First and 10 for the Raiders, their own 33. Hand off to Sweat, sweeps it left, cuts it in at the 35, 40, and out to about the 42-yard line. Picks up about 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. On the tackle was Charlie Jones for the Slaters, and it appears that a Raider has been injured on the play. We'll see who it is here. We can get the glasses on him. Raiders, of course, with the injuries piling up over the last couple of weeks, can ill afford any more.
It looks like it might be Jason Sweat.
So we don't want to speculate. Our view has been blocked here. When play is back in, the Raiders will have it 2nd down, about 1 at their own 42-yard line.
It was Sweat.
And it was Jason Sweat. And he's going to be helped off the field here. Virtually under his own power. He is getting some help. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Raiders, their own 42-yard line. 11:38 left to go in the football game. Rutland out in front 14-12. Burgoyne is in for Sweat. Also into the ball game is Steve Carey. Wide right, Jason Casarino. Justin Mock barks him out. Goes to Carey straight ahead, 45, and he picks his way out close to the 50-yard line. So Raider first down. Picks up 8 yards. On the tackle was Aaron Perry, who's been in on a bunch for the Slaters in this one tonight. 1st and 10 for the Raiders, their own 49.
An impressive drive here by Rutland using their power running game. Also a couple passes to loosen things up and want to run some clock down and hopefully put a few more points on the board.
They're operating out of the I. Carey the up back, Burgoyne the deep back. Burgoyne in motion left to right. Mock on the handoff to Carey, right tackle across the 50 down to the Slater 46-yard line. He's dropped by a couple of people there. Bill Hay on the tackle and Walsh on the tackle as well. Bill Walsh and Bill Hay for Fairhaven. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Raiders at the Slater 46. 10:26 left to go in the ball game. The Raiders lead at 14-12. Jason Casarino wide left. We're going and Carey the setbacks. Konofsky tied right. Back to pass. Justin Mock looking. Fires down the middle. He overthrows Jason Casarino right around the Slater 25-yard line. Covered well by Huber. Bill Hay also covering downfield. 3rd and 5 for the Raiders, the Fairhaven 46-yard line.
Buxton was coming up and closing on that. Justin Mock threw the ball a little too high. A play they haven't run lately is a screen pass. It might be to take advantage of the overzealous of the Fairhaven defenders here, maybe be able to break one, a play they used a lot earlier on this season.
Cody wide left, Hector wide right, 3rd down play. Mock drops it way back, sets up the screen to Carey. 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, cuts it inside at the 20, and finally dropped out of bounds inside the Slater 20-yard line, down around the 17 or so by Jim Huber. As Mock set it up, he was being chased. He set it way back, and he finally tossed it out to Carey the way a screen pass should be run. And Carey took it down the sidelines, getting a first down for the Raiders at the Slater 17.
The reason we thought it did run the screen on that particular play is that Fairhaven was really overzealous. They're really excited, a lot of momentum, and they just want to get to the quarterback on a passing situation. A good play call. Carey caught the ball here on the sideline and ran right down the sideline for some good blocks.
29-yard pass play from Mock to Carey on the screen. Double reverse, it goes to Burgoyne, to Hector. Hector sweeps it left, looking for room. Inside the 15, 10, 5, and he's in. Touchdown! Joel Hector, a 17-yard touchdown run, and the Raiders go up by a score of 20-12. It was the double reverse. It went to Burgoyne on the handoff. It went to the wingback, Joel Hector, and he swept it left. And he picked his way into the end zone with 9:56 left to go here in the ball game.
A great call by Coach Beerworth. Like we said, Fairhaven playing a lot of momentum. They're very excited. They're very fired up on defense. They're over pursuing. They ran their double reverse. Hector had good blocking, waited for his blocks to set up and picked his way in for the end zone for the 17-yard touchdown run.
20-12, the Raiders lead it here. The Raiders going for two. Mock drops it back, throws it left, and he underthrows his intended receiver in the end zone, but I think it's going to be roughing the passer against the Slaters. The intended receiver in the end zone was Carl Doty, and Mock was hit after he let go of the pass. It's going to be roughing the passer against the Slaters, and they'll mark it half the distance to the goal line, and the Raiders will go for it again here.
It looked like
it's a big two-point pass or big conversion here for both teams, because it's 8 points right now, and 2 points would, of course, make it 9. And Jason Sweat was injured on this drive, and he's the kicker, and can't seem to find him on the sidelines.
Yeah, but obviously we'd want to get the 1 point, because that would put him up by 9 points. But I think when Jason got injured, they decided to go just for the 2.
So a roughing the passer penalty against the Slaters after the pass was incomplete. Casarino's in wide left now. Wing on the right is Hector. Carey and Burgoyne the setbacks as the Raiders go for 2. Hand off to Carey off left tackle, and he cracks it in for the 2 points. They had about a yard and a half to go after the penalty against Fairhaven, and the 2-point play. Steve Carey cracking it in on the runoff tackle, and the Raiders lead it 22-12. Back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
Right?
Yeah, almost 4.5 minutes, showing why they were an undefeated football team. They had to go the length of the field. They mixed their plays. Two great calls by Coach Beerworth, the screen and the double reverse, and they were able to cash in. And then a big penalty by Fairhaven to give them the chance to go for the extra point twice.
Big screen pass to Carey, picked up 29, and Sweat is in for the kick, and is picked up by McDermott, 15, 20, 25, and he gets it out close to the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Slaters at their own 30. Carey and Muscatello down there to make the tackle. Jason Sweat's okay. He's into the ball game. He did have the kickoff.
Of all the teams that Rutland has faced, Fairhaven the best equipped to come back because of their passing game.
The Raiders lead at 22-12, 9:33, and counting left to go in the ball game. 1st and 10, Slaters, their own 30. Perry drops it back, and he throws it right, and it goes incomplete. He overthrows his intended receiver, McDermott, far sideline, around the Slater 35-yard line, covered by Kevin Burgoyne. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Slaters, just across their own 30.
Again, Rutland will be able to probably play a little looser on defense. They'll probably get a little more pressure on him because Fairhaven, there is plenty of time. There is 9 minutes and 26 seconds, but they kind of got to get something here going because the way Rutland moved the ball last drive.
Wide left goes Corey Buxton. A slot on the left is Nardell. Huber and Atwood are the setbacks behind Perry, and Huber's in motion left to right as Perry drops it back, pumps once, looking, fires over the middle, and it's complete to Nardell, tackled immediately. The Slater 33, and then a penalty marker down. He was tackled by Todd Sawyer. It only picked up about 3 yards when it was all said and done. And then a penalty marker against the Raiders undoubtedly. I'm not sure if he grabbed him by the face mask or not. It's generally what you see.
Dead ball foul.
It is a dead ball foul, personal foul.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
15-yard penalty tacked onto that. It only picked up 3 as it was, and it ends up picking up 18.
We have 65 yards and penalties for Rutland, and another big penalty there, giving the Fairhaven a little more momentum and also giving some very important yardage.
I Getting back to that Raider drive that started at their own 7, that pass play on the screen to Carey for 29 yards, and also a big pass play to Jason Casarino. He made a nice catch on the ball near sideline in that drive.
Yeah, they did get some big plays on that drive.
We have a Slater injured, and I believe it's Matt Cole. The Slaters will have it 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line when time is back in. As the Slaters have played the Raiders tough tonight, the Raiders lead at Fairhaven 22-12 with 9:13 left to go in the football game. While they administer to the injured player, we'll be back after this 30-second break. 10 for the Slaters, their own 48-yard line. It's Rutland 22, Fairhaven 12, 9:13 left to go here in the football game at Alumni Field. The Raiders have been in a battle tonight with the Slaters for sure. It was 14-12 Rutland at halftime. The Raiders just scoring a few moments ago on the 17-yard run by Joel Hector on the double reverse.
The significance of the big importance of getting the 2-point conversion. Now it's 22-12. It's a 10-point lead. That means the Slaters have to score twice to go ahead. I think the two big things here, obviously Fairhaven's playing a whale of a game. They're very fired up. Rutland has 65 yards and penalties, more than they usually have. They also have 2 interceptions and 1 fumble turnover, so they've had 3 total turnovers this game.
That is Matt Cole, the injured Fairhaven player. And they're still administering to him. We'll have 2 J.P. Carrera and Sons MVPs tonight, and also a couple of 12th Player Award winners from friendlies. 1 for each side. Matt Cole is being helped up and helped off the field. Being carried off the field here to the near sideline.
The trainers have been busy for both teams. A lot of players being hurt. You see them on the sidelines being administered in a very physical game tonight. And at this point of the season, both teams pretty well beat up anyways. It takes a while to recover in these physical games.
Todd Bunker, 5'10", 185-pound senior, is over the football. The Slaters operate out of the eye. They got a wing on the left. It's McDermott. 1st and 10, play action, Perry. Perry lets it fly, wants McDermott. He overthrows him, incomplete. Down around the Raider 22-yard line or so. He was covered by Todd Sawyer. It'll be 2nd and 10, Fairhaven, their own 48.
Good job there by Todd Sawyer, running with him step for step, and you're out there all by yourself, and he was able to stay right with McDermott.
As Nardell comes in for Grady McDermott now. Andy Nardell.
Nardell's been the big clutch receiver for him all night, so I imagine Perry would try to pick him up, or Buxton, his other favorite receiver.
Huber, the deep back, out with the up back out of the eye, and the wing on the right is Nardell. Joel Perry barks him out, drops it straight back, rolls right now, looking, steps up, and he throws it away, and it's intercepted by Sweat, his own 45, across the 50. Near side, 45. Sweat still on his feet, 40, 35, 30, 25, cuts it inside at the 20, and Sweat down to the 17-yard line. Jason Sweat on the interception, and the Raiders have it 1st and 10 at the Fairhaven 17. He grabbed that at his own 45-yard line, and he danced down the field, zigzagging all the way.
Showing his great running ability. I'm not sure who he owes somebody, one of his teammates, a big hand of help on that interception, because somebody was dragging Perry down as he threw the ball, and the ball kind of floated out there, and Jason Sweat picked up, showed the great moves he had as he came across the field and picked his way and turned on his feet and gave Rutland a very good field position. 37-yard interception return for Sweat. They're going to mark it at the Slater 18. 1st and 10 for Rutland at that point. Wide left, Jason Casarino. And the inside handoff to Hector. Sweeps it left and fumbles the football, and we'll see here. And the Slaters have recovered. So the Slaters come right back with a fumble recovery after the Raider interception. And it appeared to me that possibly Aaron Perry recovered the fumble. If he did, that would be his 2nd fumble recovery. It was tough to tell from here. So the Raiders were in good shape. 1st and 10 at the Slater 18, and then the fumble. It'll be 1st and 10 Fairhaven at their own 14, bringing it back the other way. Again, turnovers a big key tonight. They flip-flopping back like that. Trolley's Fairhaven lost a lot of yards, but they picked up the extra turnovers, so they have to gain those yards back. 1st and 10
for the Slaters, their own 14. As the handoff goes to Atwood across the 15 to about the 16-yard line.
Handoff goes to J.C. Atwood.
And on the tackle was Carl Doty. Muscatella was over there. It'll be be 2nd and 9 for the Slaters, their own 15. Rutland out in front, 22-12, 7:28 left to go in the ball game. Wide left, Buxton, Nordell, and also McDermott. 3 wideouts left. 1 setback behind Perry as Perry drops it back, fires left, and it was almost picked off by Matt Mackin. As it goes incomplete, it was intended for McDermott. Mackin almost picked it off at the Slater 18-yard line, and he would have danced into the end zone.
Rutland playing a little tighter on their defensive assignments down the running, their defensive backs, and again, Mackin stepped up, read the play well, couldn't quite pull out the interception. If he had, he would have danced in the end zone.
He would have danced in.
Nothing but green grass ahead of him.
3rd and 9 for the Slaters at their own 15-yard line. 7:14 left in the ball game. Rutland 22, Fairhaven 12. Important drive for Fairhaven here. They got 3 wideouts right now. Joel Perry on the draw play to Huber, and nothing much there. Maybe a yard or 2. Tackled by Justin Anderson.
A good job there by Justin Anderson. Stayed in his position, read the draw well. It was a good call, but was able to stop it there and force the Slaters to go into a punt formation.
Cut back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down and 9 for the Slaters, and they'll have to boot it away here. Tommy Hector and Kevin Burgoyne back around the 50. As Matt, well, this time it's not Matt Cole, as he was the injured player. To him in a second here, back at his own goal line. The Slaters gets the kick away, and it will come up short. It hit across the 35, across the 40, and finally blown dead at the Fairhaven 44-yard line. Tracy Tupper was the punter for the injured Matt Cole, who was injured a few minutes ago. So the Raiders have it 1st and 10 at the Slater 44-yard line. 6:26 left to go in the ball game. Rutland out in front, 22-12.
Good field position here for Rutland. They want to kind of grind it out. They've got about 6 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Put some together some first downs and maybe get an extra insurance touchdown if they can.
Jason Casarino wide right. Hector will be a wing on the left. The tailback split. Muskie is up. The setback is Sweat. Sweat gets the call off left tackle, and he spins and gets his way inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Brent Munger on the tackle for Fairhaven, picked up about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Raiders at the Fairhaven 39.
When Sweat came out of his stance, he was kind of leaning forward at the point of the snap to get a good hit on the hole. He's got to be careful he's not going too quickly. They're calling for motion on that, like they did earlier in the first quarter.
Again, the tailback split. The up back is Muskie, and the deep back is Sweat. Doty is wide right. Here's the pitch to Sweat. Sweeps it left. Takes it toward the far sideline. Breaks a tackle and then squeezes ahead for a couple down to about the 36. He was hit initially and broke the tackle and then squeezed ahead for about 3. And Jason McGraw on the tackle along with Munger for Fairhaven. They're going to mark it at the Fairhaven 37-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and close to 3 for the Raiders at that point.
Buxton had Sweat first of all, but Jason was able to squirm out of that one and shoot ahead for a couple more important yards, and becoming a workhorse here in the second half.
4:54 left here in the football game. Rutland 22, Fairhaven 12. Wide right, Jason Casarino. A couple of setbacks behind Justin Mock. Mock now on the inside handoff to Carey, and Carey gets his way inside the 35 to about the 33. Picks up 3, maybe 4 yards on the play, and it appears to be a first down. McGraw on the tackle for Fairhaven.
Carey running up for first down.
Rutland just wants to keep the clock going, if they can at all, keep those yard stickers going. Fairhaven playing a whale of a ball game. They're still scratching and clawing out there, and it's been a real test for Rutland tonight.
1st and 10 for the Raiders. It is indeed a first down. The Raiders have it at the Fairhaven 33-yard line. Justin Mock on the handoff to Burgoyne. Sweeps it right inside the 30. Penalty markers down. Gets it to about the 25. Picks up about 8 on the play. We'll see what the penalty marker's all about. It's holding, I believe, against Rutland. So that negates an 8-yard run by Kevin Burgoyne. A holding called against the Raiders from the point of infraction. Jamie Atwood and Aaron Perry making the tackle for the Slaters. Clock stops with 4:14 left to go in the ball game. Rolling out in front 22-12. Fairhaven has battled tonight for sure.
Another big penalty for Rutland, over 75 yards unofficially in penalties, and it puts things in a first and long situation here, and something they want to stay out of these long situations so they can keep the ball on the ground.
It'll be 1st and 20 for the Raiders at the Fairhaven 43-yard line. Right side hash mark. Keith Parker over the football. Wide left goes Jason Casarino. Wing right is Hector, and Kanufke tight right as Mock drops it back to pass. Fires over the middle, and it is complete to Kanufke. Nice behind the back catch as he was dropped at the Fairhaven 37-yard line, picked up about 6. Was thrown a little bit behind him, and he made the catch. Nice catch, and he was tackled immediately.
A good job there by Kanufke. Came across on a crossing pattern. The ball was there. A little behind him. He was able to catch it and hold it in.
Picked up 6. It'll be 2nd down, about 14 for the Raiders. The Slater 37. 3:20 left to go in the ball game now. Rolling out in front, 22-12. Mark it between the hash marks. Doty comes wide right now. Burgoyne and Carey the setbacks. Burgoyne gets the call. Sweeps it left against the grain, and Burgoyne dives his way inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. Picked up 8. Jim Huber on the tackle.
A good job there by Burgoyne. He was able to cut back and was going good until Huber was able to trip him up. Was able to lunge forward for a few more yards. He got a good gain. Leaves him short of the 1st down, though. 3rd and about 6.
3rd and about 6. Picked up good yardage. Picked up about 8, but there's still 3rd down and 6 here. The Raiders have it at the Fairhaven 29-yard line. 2:40 left in the ball game. Rutland leads at 22-12. Wide left goes Jason Casarino. Burgoyne is a slot on the left. Wing on the right is Hector, and Carey the lone setback. Hector in motion right to left, gets the pitch. Sweeps it left, stutters steps, and he's finally run out of bounds across the way inside the 25. Actually managed to dance his way for a couple of more. Jamie Atwood on the tackle. He was whistled out of bounds across the way, and it is a 1st down. See where they're finally going to mark it. Got it to about the 21.
A good job there.
So he picked up about 8 yards on the play.
Good job by Joel Hector. It really didn't look like there was much there, but it kept his feet going and was very patient and just kind of kept picking his way.
I thought he went out of bounds, and then he was still dancing.
Yeah, it kept going well. He was able to lunge forward and get a big 1st down for the Red Raiders.
Raiders have it 1st and 10, the Fairhaven 21. Less than 2 minutes to go in the ball game. The handoff goes to Steve Carey off the left tackle. He gets it down to about the 16 before he's dropped. Jason McGraw on the tackle again. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Raiders at the Slater 16-yard line.
Again, nothing fancy by the Red Raiders, just kind of grinding it out, running between the tackles and using their offensive line to the maximum, and they just want to keep the clock going.
24 left in the ball game now. Jason Casarino goes wide left. In motion now, Burgoyne left to right. Carey the lone setback. Carey gets the call off right tackle. Carey gets it inside the 15 down to inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. Andy Nardell on the tackle. Picked up 9 and a Raider 1st down. The Raiders are going to have it 1st and goal at the Slater 7. And where are they going to mark it here? Yeah, it is going to be at the 7. Again, the line markers are obliterated. They're very tough to see. 1st and goal for the Raiders, the Slater 7-yard line. 52 seconds left to go in the ball game. It's the handoff. Goes to Burgoyne, sweeps it left, avoids tackles against the grain, and he gets it down to about the 2-yard line or so. Maybe the 3. Clock running, 38 seconds left in the ball game. Rutland leads it 22-12. On the tackle was Charlie Jones. Got it down to about the 3. Picked up 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal for the Raiders at that point. 20 seconds left to go in the ball game. Wide left, Jason Casarino. Carey and Burgoyne to the setbacks. Hector is a wing on the right. 10 seconds left in the game now. Mock drops it back, rolls left, looking, throws it toward the end zone. He wanted Jason Casarino. Penalty markers down. Matter of fact, 2. 1 in the Raider backfield and 1 downfield. It could have been pass interference. Clock stops with 6 seconds to go in the ball game. Raiders had it at the Fairhaven 3. We got holding against the Raiders and pass interference against Fairhaven, so it negates the play. No play, and they'll repeat second down. Second down and goal for the Raiders at the Slater 3.
Barring a penalty, this should probably be the last play of the game.
That might be it. The clock running 2 seconds, 1, and that's the ball game. And the Rutland High Red Raiders defeat the Fairhaven Slaters by a score of 22-12, and the Raiders go to 8-0 on the year.